I talked to him about Jesus. We went and saw him before we left and asked him about his prayer life. And he's like, well, it's getting better now.
Yeah.
And I was just like, not trying to like shove it down his throat, but we talked about Jesus. And I was like, when it got towards the end, I just texted him like, just the gospel. Like, dude, I just want to see you in heaven. And he couldn't really work his phone very well towards the end, but he just liked my message. And I was like, at least he read it. So I'd like to think that Josh, being the human he was, that I'd get to see him again one day. But after that, I got back to work. I healed up and I was like, dude, we need to go back to buy a house. Like, dude, the housing market over on the coast is insane. Like, dude, I was not making very much money. And I was going to get let go for not having a medical procedure done.
Mm.
And I did not. I don't like needles anyways. So I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do that. So I applied over in this region. I got the job and we moved over here. We bought a nice 6-acre ranch and we just continued to just work hard to be different. And I think if you look back for what I was saying earlier, like if you look back at all of those little things, even before I was a Christian, God kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me because he knew I was going to be something. My surgeon, the plastic surgeon, sees me in the hospital in Santa Rosa, and he was like, he's looking at my X-rays, and he's like, "How are you here?" And I was like, "I don't know," you know. And he's like, "No, man, you broke your D1 mandible. It's as dense as a rock. Like you broke your jaw in 3 places. Your brain bleed is stopped. I don't know how to say this, but you're either made out of the toughest stuff on the planet or someone's looking out for you because nobody survives that." He's like, a lesser man would have been a lawn dart. And I don't know how you survived that to let alone have a rational thought or have a conversation with me. Your brain you shouldn't be here. And I was like, I don't know, man. He was like, I don't even believe in God, but I believe that somebody was looking out for you because nobody survives that. And I was like, holy mackerel. Like, God has me here for a reason. And I think it's to keep doing this job and to keep serving my community, but also to reach out to the kids who were like me, you know, like the ones who were secretly struggling, but always had a smile on their face and acted like nothing was wrong. The kids who had dirty clothes and were hungry, but just wanted to keep hustling because they wanted to be something more. They didn't know why, but they just needed it. Like my current assignment right now, I'm a school resource officer, and I love getting to be around the youth. I'm a dad. I love coaching youth sports, coach baseball, and just getting to like be around the kids and just be a light for them and just like a safe place. Like, but the kids that I am always usually drawn to are the kids that have the rougher past, like I did. I remember one time I was talking to a kid who was having a really rough day, and I was like, "Hey man, where's your dad?" He was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Is your home life rough?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Do you guys not have a lot of money?" And I was like, "Do you think there's a reason I'm asking these specific questions?" It's like, "I don't know. It's because I was you, dude." And he was like, taken back. It's like, dude, my dad was a dope addict, bounced. My mom bounced. Been on my own since I was 16. I've had to hustle for everything I've had. The word I always cling to is grit. Like, there's 2 G's. There's God and grit. Like, I wouldn't have the grit if it wasn't for God, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't have grit. Like, and when I think of the word grit, I think of like the World War II Marines climbing with their bare hands up a hill, taking fire and refuse to quit. Like, that's the kind of grit you need to survive when you're not handed anything, when you have to build from the ground up. Like, you have to pray to God and you have to have grit, because otherwise, dude, this world's gonna eat. Like, it's not a fun, happy, like, this isn't TikTok, dude. You don't get to just see the highlights, you know? Like, dude, there's a lot of kids out there who don't know where their next meal's coming from. There's a lot of kids out there whose parents are on dope. Like, there's a lot of kids who just get left behind. Like, they go to school because that's their happy place, because they know that's where somebody cares about them. They know that that's where a hot meal's going to be, and they know that I get to stay here and I don't have to worry about all the garbage at home for a while. So, like, when I get to meet those kids and like show them, like, hey, if I did it, you can do it. Like, yeah, I had a dad that was a dope addict. Like, and when I tell them, like, yeah, dude, my dad's still homeless, you know? Like, oh, that's crazy. Like, yeah, dude, my brother went to prison for armed robbery. Like, bro, I'm not this spoon-fed dude. Like, bro, I had gold teeth. Dude, I used to listen to Mac Dre. Like, dude, I've done it all. But you know what I do now? Now I work hard. I appreciate what I have. Like, and I sit back and I look at the property that I own. And I'm like, I just told my wife this the other day. I was like, look at how good God is. Like, when you just take a minute to just breathe in, because like everything's nice and green right now.
Right. It's beautiful this time of year.
And like my daughter wanted to be a barrel racer, so we bought her a horse. Like we went into debt to buy a horse. Like my son wants to ride dirt bikes, so we buy him a dirt bike. Like only allowed to do that because God allows me to. Like, and God has made me good at my job. And it's not for the reasons like, oh yeah, dude, because I can smell dope from a mile away. Like, no, dude. Like, I love being a good cop and I love chasing bad guys. You know, I love putting people away when they need to go, you know, but I think there's far more important work that we can do. And that's why I love my spot where I'm at now. Cause I think reaching the community that you're a part of and helping to build your own community up not only like saves us future calls for services, like future calls for service when it comes to like criminals. Cause there's always going to be evil, right? There's always going to be a bad guy. I don't think that there's ever, unless, you know, like God's plan is different in this one day, but I don't think that's going to be on this side of heaven. I think that'll be, there will always be sin. There will always be bad guys, like, and there will always have to be a need for my profession. But I think if I can reach out and harness a relationship with a kid who's on his way down that path and sway the way that they think about life, because if somebody else did it, I can do it too, and kind of show them like, hey, dude, there's another way out of this. Like there's so much more to life. Like, bro, you can go from nothing to something. Like you don't have to, and it doesn't have to be like it's who you know, like, which obviously does matter. But when it comes down to it, I didn't know anybody. Like I didn't have any connection. I couldn't get hired at McDonald's. Like, but I hustled. I just kept grinding. When people say like, oh, I came out the mud, like, bro, I really came out the mud. Like I had dirty clothes and 2 pillowcases, and that's all I did. I just had to go grind. And if I can do it, you can do it. I tell adults the same thing. I've talked to adults that are like, you don't know what it's like having parents that didn't care about you. I'm like,
actually,
yeah, I do. Try again. Well, my dad was a drug addict. Mine too. Try again. Well, I was homeless since I was a kid. I was too. Try again. And then they run out of excuses. And then they're like, but how? Bro, because of God. It's not because of me. I'm not this all-powerful being that just grabbed himself by his own bootstraps and pulled himself up. I refused to quit, but God put that in me. Like, I wasn't born with that. I was lazy. That's why I was 340 pounds. I was lazy. I had a hard work drive. I was still out there working at 117, moving propane tanks and 340 pounds, which is another story for another time. But like, I was inherently lazy. I had hard work and hard drive, but like, people don't like to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, sure, eating bad stuff's
it's fun.
It's fun. It tastes good. And sitting out on the couch, it's nice. Not going out and running 3 miles. Like, that's hard stuff.
Right.
Nobody likes to do the hard stuff because complacency is easy. But
It is podcast for another time, but I do have a question. From 340 pounds to
I got down to 225.
hard work.
Yeah, that was all 2024 in 1 year.
Excellent. So I have a question for you. I want to come back to one thing you just said, that you take the time to get to know these kids that you can sort of identify as maybe walking some of the same path or maybe the actual same path as that you went down. But it sounds like Leon, great uncle, Molly, school counselor. I wish I had their names. I'd love to say their names, but the lunch ladies, Devin, and the 2 boys that came with him, Devin's mom and dad, they said yes. You can stay on the couch. Steve and Stacy, who met you exactly 1 time, and now they're mom and dad before you came to live with them. Random guy owning the Showboat Lounge, Jim, took a chance on a kid who was probably sweaty from working at
Very sweaty.
from working at Round Table. Took a chance, and you made those $200 a month payments, but took a chance on you. And then guys that actually had an opportunity to have more time in your life, Josh, Jarrett, and Jim Jarrett, 2 men I know and respect greatly, particularly Jim, story for another time. No disrespect to Josh.